And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in FreeCol as France in the fifth part of the second stream. At the current rate, I don't think we're actually going to get our independence in this stream. I think we're going to have to go a little bit into the next stream and the next stream in the cycle to get the independence. Although we'll see what we can do. Basically, I think this is going to be 11 plus part. Price of silver has risen. Okay, we got rum and cigars. We're up there. Maybe that's a good price for rum and cigars, so. And then over here we have the silver mine of Quebec. Making silver. How's silver going in Charles Fort? Enough to fill the wagon up. Set him down to the port. Also, let's equip you as a dragoon. Drop off tools and silver. And then probably we're just going to send you right back up to Charles Fort for storage purposes. Ship has arrived in La Rochelle. Reached capacity lumber. Port Royal has run out of lumber. Okay, so for the moment we don't actually need the lumberjack. That's basically what we've deduced here. To speed stuff up, I'm going to pull you in to there. So that solves that problem. Port Royal. We haven't received any tools yet, although we probably do want the. If we're going to keep the place, the church makes sense, the stable makes sense. Schoolhouse maybe makes sense. Print press, newspaper, beaver. Warehouse expansion somewhere in there. But yeah, here should be fairly easy to get lumber going. I just need to put some on the lumber. So probably whoever we had on the construction should go work on lumber. We have so much cotton here. We have a cotton planter who's not planting cotton because we're just not converting it really enough. I'll get some lumber that way. Furs are up to 1 to 3. Okay, so we probably don't want to be selling fur. Oh no, fallen to 1 to 3. Presumably one of the other Europeans is selling furs. Because it's a bad time to be selling some furs. I'll take these guys as dragoons back. That's a good question. We definitely want to be spending money. Drop off the tobacco. Drop off the furs. unload silver. Yeah, definitely don't want to be buying more trade goods right now. Although I have, oh, I don't have another wagon there. Move another wagon over there, it wouldn't be too hard. I say looking around for all my wagons and realizing they're all out and about. Okay. There, I don't think we want to bring more tools in, or not tools, more trade goods in. I think do I want more cannon? Cannon's probably getting pretty expensive. Okay, we got 14 pieces of cannon. 119. We're probably up 119. We're probably getting around the point where it's just better to recruit more veteran soldiers. Oh, another lumberjack. Let's grab that extra lumberjack. Don't need the fur trader. So let's look up these guys with tools for the moment. I put them in the wrong ship. That explains why I'm getting the warning, like, you want to leave colonists behind? It's like, the ship should be full. It's the wrong ship. There we go. Okay, we're gonna equip you as a dragoon. Yeah, and then I think I'm gonna train 2 veteran soldiers. And equip them as dragoons. And then to encourage a little bit more people moving in, I'm going to grab another preacher. New Apache convert. Gift of furs out to a place where we really don't want them. The price of golf is up. So in particular, they're very interested in the rum. So let's sell them the run first. And yeah, that's a good price relative to Europe. So we'll accept. They're only selling cotton, so we'll take the cotton. And now that they've received their rum, they're most interested in cigars. Okay. We know these guys are interested in trade goods. And if they're interested in trade goods, they're probably interested in them for a price that's worth selling them. We'll check the coat price on the way. And those guys are on their way back. Got too many units of fur. I actually have a rebel here, so we could put someone on food production. Can you make as much food? It's the same amount of food everywhere, in both places. Do I want to do any more construction here if I had the lumber? Could technically get the stables going. Yeah, particularly get stables going. Not interested in the stockade. This is the place where I think when we are going to declare independence, we're going to abandon this place and move these guys elsewhere. So unless I want extra sugar, which I don't, at least don't want that right now. We could do the lumber mill, but you don't need the lumber mill. We don't stockade, so yeah, no. So I've got extra guys that I can do farming or sugar generation with, but a little unconvinced there. Okay, so here we're going to go ahead and try to sell the cigars. And that is a good price in comparison to Europe, so we accept. I can give them their cotton back. I want to unload these guys here. I'm not going to... Well, I might leave the veteran guys here. I'm not going to leave them all here. We're probably send them out somewhere else. Come on, now that we've sold the cigars, anyone near... So you take more rum. You'd take more rum. Might even take some coats, but... rum and coats. Okay, so the cigars are for Europe. And the silver is for Europe, obviously. Unless you've got both horses and... You have both horses, guys. Okay, so you're gonna Dragoon. Equip as Dragoon. Oh, I barely have a garrison there, so that's where I'm gonna put the garrison. Have them right over there. At least for the moment. The Preacher. Where do I want to send the Preacher? I think I already have some people proselytizing somewhere. Got a Preacher there. So unless I'm going to plop it in place. I suppose I could plop it in place. There's nothing really stopping me from doing that. We'd have the food, that wouldn't be a problem. We'd get less horses, but... Yeah, I want to send them over here. Here we go. Plenty of food. So, here you go. Here it's not making as many crosses as it would at Carlsberg Royal. Maybe that's things I'm going to be remembering, but I think it's making enough. I think it's mostly rum. Mostly rum that people want. A little bit of coats, but mostly room. We don't need the tools here. That's why I put these guys with tools. So they can pick tools up. Well, so they can bring tools in. So the other question is, where do I want the tools? I want tools here, I want tools there, probably. Although we've got tools. Knowing I want tools and knowing exactly where to put them is a different question. Yeah, we're going to want 100-something tools there. And more improvement of the land around the area. Alright, let's unload these guys. They can walk to where I want them reasonably quickly. And then that leaves you ready for transport. Which at the moment really just means I want you to go back to Europe. College is complete. Started building new. Or no, the college is done and the newspaper is done. So the newspaper is going to help with Sons of Liberty. That means we're going to get more bells there. Liberty bells there. And then the college being complete in particular is very useful. That means I can come in and tell free colonists like this, hey, I'd like you to learn to become a veteran soldier. So you're unsteady, you'll be veteran soldier in 5 turns. I probably want to bring another veteran soldier back. Then we'll put you on food, so we have the food to feed. Turns, 2 turns in theory. Oh no, that's till the next founding father. 2 turns to the next founding father. Which of course would do the same thing that I'm thinking of, because of which founding father. The thing I'm thinking of is that I can get another person in with no penalty. Okay, so we're checking the coat price. Sell coats. Given the tax rate, that's worth it. Go buy the food. Okay, you've arrived. I'm actually gonna take 100 of the sugar, because otherwise it's gonna go to waste. And You. Do you want to transport any of the natives across? I think the answer is no. I think that's what we're picking up for... Well, you want to transport the rum across, so pick up the rum. Pick up the rum. Well, actually, I'm going to take the free colonist here instead of the fur trader, because we really don't need the fur trader. You make a road. You're going to be slower than the hardy pioneer, but it is what it is. You're equipped as a dragoon. Pick up the 6 more rum, and then sail across the way and drop the rum off. Actually, I'm gonna have you go all the way back to Charlesburg. Actually, stop there to drop the furs off. Pick up the coats as a replacement. And then, yeah, I want to drop the rum off. Pick up some cigars. Off to Europe you go. Well, except taxation of the silver. Theory that increases our Liberty Bell production. So we're gonna drop the rum off, we're gonna pick up the cigars, and then off to Europe we go. You can pick the rum up. You're gonna irrigate there. So you'd buy cloth, re-dried cloth down there. Your rum and coat. Your rum, although that's a good price for rum. 30, if it is actually 30, that's a good price for rum. Tax rate has gone down by 6%, which actually is a little bit bad based on what I want, but... When it's the next guy from Congress, 3 turns. Oh, that was time of the Linux Rebel, so we've got... Oh, I see. The plus 1 bonus from Rebels trumps the bad governance from Royalist over 6. So what's going on there? You're going back to Europe. To Europe, yeah. And then I want one of these veteran dragoons to go there and become a teacher. And then you can understudy over the second teacher. You become a dragoon. Dragoon. I don't think I've got any scouts in there. I think they're all Dragoons at this point. And then you're doing a thing. Oh, we do have a guy in Europe, so we'll load you on the boat. And yeah, at this point, I don't think I want to train any more veteran soldiers. So maybe an argument maybe to grab firebrand preachers to get more people just volunteering to come. I think cannons are almost prohibitively expensive. SAS, I think I'm going to buy another cannon. And then make you a Dragoon. Our free colonist has become another veteran soldier. And obviously the veteran soldier now needs another student. Party pioneers will build schools. Nothing to build there. Which may mean it's time... no, actually, we'll pick up the stables. You know what? I need something poorly defended to become the target to the Royal Army. So I will go ahead and we'll keep the canal. So we're not immediately going to run those guys off because we're going to keep the canal. And then Charisburg Royal. You're going to become a Dragoon. One of our Dragoons that can take over your job. And be assigned to a teacher. And then when the university is done in 5 parents, we have, instead of training 3 at a or 2 at a time, we train 3 at a time. Although at that point we're going to run into maybe issues of trying to feed them all. Because we need both the student and the teacher to be in the town. So that'd be another 4 food. Actually, no, we'd have enough. We wouldn't be making any horses, but we'd have enough. We might not have enough loyalist space. Our ship has arrived. Selling you the rum at a decent price. Apparently they've got so many cigars. They're willing to sell me the cigars back. I'll take the food. You know, I'll just wait a turn until we can get one of those guys for free. Alright, so you can drop the food off. We're just going to turn to another colonist on the next turn. bring, for the fort, I'm gonna have to bring more tools in, but that's not too difficult to do. Except when the wagons do it. Five more turns. And that'll be a full ship. Oh, and that's also our founding father. Yeah, we'll accept the tax. Create foreign colonies becomes plausible. No. And no to you. No to you. Liberty Rail Protection or missionaries. It's definitely Liberty Rail Protection. Here's some more. Liberty Rail. Or so the Liberty membership in all existing colonies up to 20%. Which now means I should have many. Okay, I think it's doing a math error there. Oh, it's gotta wait for a turn to that anyway. And that's thing's doing a thing. Okay. Just fortify in place for a moment. You're done with that. So let's get you go down to the coast. Because then you can leave your... Do you equip your tools? Roof tools. There you go. That'll be enough to get the fortification done. No, if I want to keep doing this, I need to actually get some wood coming in. So you get on wood. Let's put you on farming. Start getting you trapping again. And I can get you boat making. Might be worth bringing over one of the converts, because they'll be better at farming than the person I designated for farming. Okay. And then you need to get somewhere where you have tools if you're going to keep pioneering. So what's the local trade situation looking like? Rum cloth. Rum coats. Trade goods. Okay, so I should probably go back and buy some trade goods. And then go over there and buy cigars, because apparently, you know, the new world has enough cigars. We need to get everyone in the old world on the cigar train. Yep, use a dragoon. We'll definitely take a fireman preacher. Take that export ore miner. Take the silver miner. How many are we? Yeah, we'll take the silver miner. And equip most of these guys actually as scouts, because we're producing a good amount of guns at this point. So we can have them equipped with guns in situ. Four more turns, and we'll have basically this a full warship for the transport. Okay, I have something selected that isn't doing what I think it should do with the key hotkeys here. Why is not always the most obvious? Okay, so we reached the point in the game where two of your three competitors merges into one. War of Mass Succession has ended to Europe, and Spain and the Dutch colonies emerge. And we now have enough Sons of Liberty membership that we could, in fact, declare independence. So it now comes down to, do I think I'm hard enough? And the answer to that is still kind of no, but we're getting closer. We can now actually declare independence, which is a step in the right direction. Okay, so you're gonna pick up cigars. We actually ran out of tobacco for the moment. So I should probably actually put the second one of you on. Proselytizing. Go on, waiting for more tech to arrive. In Europe, you're on your way back. FreeCol has become a veteran soldier through education. And of course that means that soldier needs a new student. Wait. Will that be a glitch? One of those guys is now supposed to be a... You're supposed to be a veteran soldier. It be glitched. Okay. Okay, well, we assigned him back to being a student. We'll see if the glitch appears again. It would be a problem if that glitch hangs around. Not insurmountable. We could just do it with Dragoons. It wouldn't be as good as doing it with veteran Dragoons, but we could work that. That wouldn't be the end of the world. I've got a tool shortage. Because we're consuming tools faster than we make them. So there's an easy workaround to that is I can take the guys on the gaff making guns. Yeah. Okay, 2 turns, that'll mean the university's done. come down the hill with tools and silver, please. And then we can go back to making guns. Oh, actually, anything, load up some guns. Bring some guns up the hill. I've got the food, I've got the... Yeah, so I'm bringing you in. Unload the miner. Oh, I suppose I haven't set the guns up the hill yet, so that's fine. So I'll bring you out. Equip as Dragoon. Equip as Dragoon. Equip as Dragoon. And then I want you to be the farmer. But of course I can just do multi-farmers, so we do that. Oh no, then we have a penalty. Then I need to kick you out. That works. Solution. And now we have a surplus food. And then eventually we'll probably have another one come along. I'll farm that bit as well. Or the construction will get done and we'll move off the construction crew. One of the two. Moving your tools and equipment hard to pioneer with them. Do I actually want more construction down there is the question. Quality-wise. We wanted to farm, yes. And now that we have the Sons of Liberty from Simon, we could probably just farm. You're gonna charge me for it, that's acceptable. You're gonna charge me for it, but again, that's acceptable. Bunch of food coming in. Maybe an argument... In fact, we've already got horses out there, I could just dismount you. And then I'll make 2 horses a turn. Yes, we'll come out and we'll irrigate those 2 fields. Which will provide 2 more food. Allowing us to make more horses here. How close are we on you? 2 turns. I'm gonna play until we got that guy going back to Europe, just so I don't forget to send him back to Europe. Oh, you were the expert silverman. So we don't actually want you equipped with guns. Not a very good source of silver, but This is close enough to town that I can easily have him come home when we're ready to declare independence. And we're getting real close to that point. Okay. Let's get you going to Earlsburg Royal. We know we've got the equipment to just soup another Dragoon. So, become a Dragoon. Off to Europe with you. Oops. Alright, we need, good store guns here. We'll just store some guns here. I'm not going to be able to store them very long because we're going to make enough guns that we're going to be overflowing with guns. But... okay, cycle the turn. Every colonist, sure, raise my taxes. Got our university done, so we can do even more training. This time, this one actually properly trained. Okay, so we're actually going to move you. Instead of out of your previous job, we're going to move you to the university. I'm only making enough food. Oh no, I was training the... Let's train the farmer. Train the farmer. The farmer actually trained. Okay, so you need to become a Dragoon. I need one guy there, I need one guy there. So your training will be done in 3. You can train. And you can train. So the Liberty is down to 47%, so technically we couldn't actually declare independence at this point, but that'll go back up over time. Okay, selling ore to Europe is not going to be a particularly profitable venture, but 3 stacks of silver is going to be good enough. Probably want to sell the rum locally. We've already got the cotton wagoned up. Or not the cotton, the cloth wagoned up for export to locals. I think it was the coats we don't really have any local demand for. Or minimal local demand for. I suppose I've got surplus wood and I do. I could instead put you on the lumber mill and get that going faster. So your rum coats. Your cloth. Okay, so we're basically going that way to go where we're selling the cloth anyway. Which then means I've got the... make the fabric quick, the coats quicker. There we go. We got an expert miner arriving. Because there is an argument that I kind of do need for the ore. Although I don't need both the native and the expert miner, I only need one or the other. So we take the native off. So now we're making tools, we're making guns, we're making them all surplus here. And I suppose I can do one last double check to make sure the natives, yeah. The natives right now, as long as they're French Indian converts, can't be armed to defend the Royal Expeditionary Force. Of course, one of those founding fathers turns them all into free colonists and regular colonists. And then those guys can be armed. Do you want to deliver... So demand for coat there. Could hold on to 100 coats for internal trade. Or could run up. Yeah, let's hold on to 100 coats for internal trade. Oh, and this is where I said I was going to put the part break in. This guy's on his way back to Europe. When he gets there, he's going to sell off 3 stacks of silver, which should generate a pretty penny. We're at the point where we don't necessarily need specialists, because we can train all the specialists locally. So it's really just how quickly can we get people coming to the New World, so we can hand them guns, hand them horses, in preparation to defend the colony. Military advisor. We are still very outnumbered by the Royal Expeditionary Force. Although at this point we probably are only outnumbered. In fact, they've got a lot of infantry. Right? They've got 35 Royal Expeditionary infantry, whereas our entire force is dragoons and cannons. And we probably have just enough dragoons that it makes up for the blocking cannons. So really we're just looking to get enough to make up for the fact that we short on infantry as well. And then Continental Congress, we're working on Thomas Jefferson. He's going to help with Liberty Bell production. One of these guys, I think, gives us... So that's custom houses. Custom houses would be nice. That would automate a lot of stuff. Military want George Washington. I may literally intentionally delay until we get George Washington. That's because of how powerful George Washington is. We're working on the last political ones, so we weren't even get offered political ones going forward. Penn we'd probably accept if we got offered Penn and it wasn't George Washington or any other ones competing. And then again, so we got 2 religious ones we're interested in. We got George Washington we're interested in. And if we weren't offered any of those, but we were offered Peter here, or not Peter. The other Peter. This Peter. This Peter was being offered, we'd pick him up for the custom houses. But right now we're working on Thomas Jefferson. He'll be done in 6 turns. He's 50% more Liberty Bells, so that's going to help with all the other ones going forward. And yeah, so we're definitely coming along. I think we'll definitely be done in the next stream. Or at least I'll pull the ripcord and regret it in the next stream. I think where we're at, because we've got 27 dragoons. So we've actually outnumbered the dragoons by 8, which I think just about makes up for the cannons. The dragoons are about as good as cannons. At least for how we want to be doing what we're doing, the Dragoons are going to be as good as cannons. We're going to improve the quality, right? We're going to move them from regulars to veterans using the university. So really, if we get like 35 more guys under arms, and then the Liberties are high enough, the Sons of Liberty high enough, then we can declare the independence, which should be something that's feasible to do in the next stream. And then, can I see what the requirements? No, that's not what we're looking for. I was trying to see if there's an easy way to check what the current overall Sons of Liberty number is. It's not usually a number I'm that worried about. So, usually by the time I'm thinking about getting independence, I have the Sons of Liberty. And these are all our laborers. So we've got no indentured servants, we've got no petty criminals. We only have one hardy pioneer. We've got a decent number of converts. So the founding father that converts all the converts to free colonists would be good. Especially because then we just arm them with guns and horses and we'd basically be there. So here we can see we're 47%. 47% is close enough to 50%. By the time we have our founding fathers, like we have George Washington, we'll be good to go. Yeah. And then some places that aren't really helping, so like Charles Fort isn't getting any bigger, and they have 100% rebels. And we had some planet move. Charlesborough Royal is at this point. They're generating Liberty Bells pretty quickly. They're probably not going to grow anymore, although their rebel count's going to go up. Although it's saying 109 turns to the next one. It's increased. I don't think it. I think it's the 11 turns there. It's the next one. I'll go from 11 to 12. But yeah, this is going to be our main sort of training grounds here, as we're going to basically be training 3 veteran soldiers out of regular guys every 5 turns going forward. And this is also our most fortified place, so we're probably gonna like centerpiece the defense around there. It's so fortified, the expeditionary force probably won't attack it. They'll probably attack the exterior territories, which is one of the reasons we're probably going to abandon Cayenne down here and probably abandon Caroline here. We haven't built the stockade in either of these. So it's quite plausible for us to just disband them. Although I'm a little bit tempted to keep this one because it's coastal and we should actually be able to defend it fairly easily. By the fact of no reason, then the Royals are going to land over here. They're probably going to be in this area. So we'll probably keep like Port Royal. We might even actually keep Port Royal. Did we put the stockade there yet? No, we haven't. We might even just leave that place unfortified, so that ends up being the target. So they'll land and they'll go to Port Royal. When the construction crew is done where they are, we'll probably move them back over here to run up a wall. But yeah, that's the status of the stream for the today. So Twitch chat saying, so then I would focus on getting muskets and horses, and it's like, yes. Actually, to be fair, we're making muskets at full steam. This is one of the places where we're making muskets. We're making 10 muskets a turn. If I was really desperate, we could probably bring another gunsmith in here and make it up to 20. Our capital, Charlesburg Royal here, is the other place we're making guns. We're making 20 guns a turn. In fact, right now we're transporting the tools down from Charles Fort to supply the gun maker in Charlesburg Royal. So if anything, that's maybe a sign that I don't want to put more guns up here, gun making up here. Otherwise, we wouldn't have enough tools for gun making down here. But we're making something like 30 guns a turn, is basically where we're at. We're maybe not making that many horses. We may have problems with running out of horses, mounting everyone up. Although we've got a decent number of people mounted already. Alright, so how many horses are we getting? We're not getting horses here because we're not getting any surplus food. We are getting horses up here. We're getting 2 horses a turn. Port Royal is making 3 horses a turn. And so on and so forth. And I suppose that's maybe one reason to keep Cayenne down here, is this place is making horses. It's making 4 horses a turn. Although we're keeping it, obviously, until we're ready to declare independence, because it's a good source for sugar to make rum to sell to the locals, who are very happy that we're selling them rum. But yeah, that's where we are at this point in this run. I think the run is going well. I think during next stream we should get to the point, hopefully, where we declare independence. Let me bring up the schedule for the next couple days. So I can read it. So we just played FreeCol today on Tuesday. So Wednesday will be Endless Legends. I suspect we're going to finish up the Endless Legends run that day. It'll be the second stream. It'll be finishing up the Conquest as the Necrophages. As long as we do 3 parts, that'll probably be the only one we can run that day. I think the plan is to do Humankind as the replacement for Endless Legends, but as long as we record 3 parts, I think we were going to play 1 game night. So that's tomorrow's game. Thursday's game will be continuation of Terra Invicta. The Resistance run will continue. I think we got guys going out to Neptune, so it's just what's... No, I think we got people going out to Uranus. So it's Uranus. It's either Uranus or Neptune next, and the other one after that. We got basically two main system bodies to clear out, and then it's the outer Oort cloud area, the Kuiper Belt or whatever areas to clear. And then we make the run on the alien base, the alien main base. So that's Thursday, and then Friday... No, that's Friday. Wait. I've been up to do stuff. That is Thursday. Friday will be Farthest Frontier. I think we'll probably finish up Farthest Frontier in the next stream, or be really close to it, on Friday. And then Saturday will be the continuation of this. I think we'll finish up this on Saturday. The question is whether or not we'll have enough time to start Shadow Empire up after it. So that's the upcoming schedule. If you're watching this on YouTube, that should probably be far enough in the past that... and Twitch chat saying they're looking forward to Humankind after Endless Legends. Yes. That should be far enough in the past that probably all those have already been recorded for you. They're just in the process of being uploaded, so if you don't want to wait for those bits if you're watching on YouTube, you can sneak over to Twitch chat. The live streamed VODs do stay up on Twitch chat, or on Twitch, for 14 days. If you're watching on Twitch, now's a good time probably to put your last set of comments in. I'm going to go ahead and leave the video, or leave the stream up for about a minute afterwards to respond to comments. But this is around about where I'm going to end the video for YouTube. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and wish YouTube the best of luck and a good time until next time. And with that, bye for now.